Hello, everyone. Samir Javer is our next speaker on the Clio Spotlight stage.
All right. Hello, ClioCon. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm going to walk you through how to revolutionize your client communication with our product, Clio for Clients. Before we get started today, I want to give a huge thank you to all of our partners, our unicorn, visionary, and innovator partners, without whom this conference would not have been possible. So thank you to all of them for their generosity. So my name is Samir. I am a senior product manager at Clio, and I work on our client portal, which is also known as Clio for Clients. I'm really excited to speak with all of you today and teach you about how you can make the best use of our client portal in your practice. So here is the agenda for what I would like to cover with you today. First, I'm going to talk about why client portals are the preferred way that your clients want to communicate with you. Second, I'm going to talk about the benefits of your law firm adopting a client portal. And then finally, I'm going to speak about some of the tangible impact that you can expect to see from starting to use a portal. All right, so first, let's talk about why client portals are just the best way for your clients to communicate with you. So in the 2020 Legal Trends Report, we saw the statistic that nearly 70% of consumers said that they prefer working with a lawyer who can share documents electronically through a web page, an app, or an online portal. And that number doubled from 2018. So in just 2 years, it doubled. And since the rise of remote work these past few years, that number has only gone up. And so these stats show that offering a client portal isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's actually becoming a key expectation for a modern client-centric firm. It's also just a better way for your clients to get an experience when working with you. Having a dedicated app or website to engage with your lawyer is just on par with today's consumer expectations. In the 2021 Legal Trends Report, we saw that over almost 80% of all clients said that being able to work remotely with their lawyer positively impacts their decision to hire a lawyer. And that number has over tripled from the 2018 Legal Trends Report. You know, we live in a world where you can order food or hail a ride right from your cell phone, right? Like how many of you took a taxi from the airport here versus called an Uber, right? And so offering a client portal is a really great way to both make your existing clients happy and retain them, but also help you attract new ones to your firm. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, it keeps everything in one place for the client. So no more needing to jump from their email inbox to their text messages to picking up the phone to coming into your office potentially. You know, navigating a legal issue is complex enough. Let's not make communication harder than it needs to be for them. So, can I get a show of hands from today? How many of you are already using a client portal? And for those of you who are online, we would love to see a virtual hand raise as well. So a pretty good amount of you. So if I am doing my job well, hopefully by the end of this talk, those whose hands are not raised, I will see those up so we can take a quick poll after. OK, so now I want to talk about you. I want to talk about some of the benefits that you can expect by adopting a client portal. Because I know that you know the client experience is important, but of course, you want to make sure that this is going to work for your firm. So first, client portals make things more convenient by keeping all of the communication history in one place. So again, by a show of hands, who finds themselves having to jump back and forth between emails, text messages, phone calls, right? Pretty common. And so a client portal really centralizes all of the communication for both of you, keeping things organized, rather than being scattered across those multiple channels. More importantly, it also ensures that nothing gets missed or falls through the cracks, like an important deadline that might be buried in your inbox or in your text messages somewhere. Plus, you'll also get instantly notified as soon as there is an update from the client. So rather than having to dig through your inbox or your phone to piece together what's going on, you get notified right away on your phone. Now, we also know that getting clients to respond to you is a whole nother story, and that can be really frustrating, I imagine, right? Having to chase them down with phone calls and voicemails and emails. So with client portals, we actually see that clients are actually more responsive if there is a portal in place for their case compared with other communication methods. In fact, our data actually shows that 60% of all messages through the portal are responded to by clients in under 10 minutes. And 75% of them are responded to within an hour. Now, contrast that with email, where response times can range from hours to days to weeks, sometimes never, right? And the clients having the mobile app for Clio for Clients installed on their phone helps with this, because they get instant notifications right when you send them a message, you send them an important file, you let them know of an important deadline, or even you share a bill with them. And so again, contrast that with email, where they're not going to get those notifications right away, and it's buried with the rest of their personal emails. And even better, with Clio's new Manage AI, you can actually speed up your response times back to the client by leveraging a feature called Quick and Suggested Replies. And so this AI feature uses the context of the history of your conversation with the client to recommend potential responses from you. And there's multiple options for you to review, and you can then refine them to your voice. So this is a great example of how AI can be a companion that is helping you save time with a lot of this administrative work. And for those of you who have Spanish-speaking clients or who are serving Hispanic communities, the client portal can actually now be accessed in Spanish. And so what that allows the client to do is the interface is fully in Spanish on both web and mobile. And we actually see that now over 7% of all of our clients who use this portal, they're using it in Spanish. And so we would love to hear your feedback on if there's additional languages you would like to see added to that. Now, one of the other pain points we have heard from you is that when it comes to important paperwork, clients are sending you these like blurry smartphone pictures, bad lighting, cropped poorly, and there's separate pictures for each page. Does this sound familiar to folks? Yeah. So one of the huge benefits of the client portal is it actually has a built-in scanner for documents. So clients can use this to take photos with their phone of those pieces of paper, and our app will automatically adjust the lighting, make the writing super clear. It's going to crop it cleanly. And best of all, it's going to combine the multiple pages into one clean PDF. So no more you having to piece together all of those pictures, do some cleanup work, and combine them into the PDF. And you can actually read what the client sent you, which is the most important thing. OK, so now, I bet everyone is wondering, like, OK, well, this sounds great, but what kind of impact can I really expect by using a portal, right? What can I point to So I'm going to share some qualitative and some quantitative evidence with you that I think will help. So first, I want to show this quote from Leslie Williams, who is an attorney and the co-founder of Morris Williams. And she speaks about how Clio for Clients has transformed their entire practice. They have actually eliminated email altogether, and they do everything for the portal. More importantly, she actually talked about how the mental health of her staff has been positively impacted because rather than coming into their inbox every morning, being flooded with emails, and having to sift through them all day, everything is just organized nicely into the portal, ready for her to review. Next, I want to show this quote from Patrick Pallas, another customer of ours. And he talks about how when he is onboarding a new client and setting up their matter, he basically tells them, look, you're going to get this invitation email from Clio. It's going to give you access to everything that I have for your file. It's all right there, and you can just go to it whenever you want. And this is important. He's saying, you don't have to wait for me to call you back, or you don't have to wait for my response to my email. And so the whole idea here is it's really empowering for his clients because they can actually take ownership of their case and feel like they're in charge rather than them having to rely on you to get that information. And it puts them in control of their situation to helping move the case forward. And similarly, a lot of the clients and consumers who use this product, they love it, right? So we see there's a couple of quotes here. One client says that, I can submit all of the information and evidence to my attorney without the hassle of scheduling a phone call or an appointment. I can view my court dates right from here. I can view my bills and make those payments all in the same place. Some other folks talk about how it really helps with the mental side of it, saying that, look, when you're going through a really stressful moment in life and there's all these time-sensitive issues and matters, it makes it so much easier to deal with. And finally, another client says that, look, all the documents get sent right to my phone. I don't have to go into the office anymore. I don't have to pick up the phone. Super easy to communicate with my team. Now, if those quotes didn't motivate you enough, I want to show you some numbers. So the chart that you're seeing on the screen here is showing you the turnaround time from the moment that you share a bill with your client to the moment that money ends up in your bank account. So amazingly, we actually see that customers of ours who use our client portal, they actually get paid up to 17 days faster, depending on the size of their firm. That is instant cash flow in your bank 17 days faster. Who doesn't want that, right? And so how is this possible, you ask? So clients are able to access their bills right from the portal. And so it allows them to make their payments directly on the spot. Second, they get instantly notified whenever there's a payment due for them, and it shows all of the terms, the due dates. They can view the bill alongside it, and they can make their payment right there. And they can also make that payment in a way that is most conducive to them. If they're on their cell phone and they want to make their payment, they can pay via Apple Pay, Google Pay, any sort of those methods that are really conducive for them. So very consumer friendly. And now finally, this is actually a new feature. Clients can actually view the receipts for expenses that you have incurred on their behalf. And so what that means is there's less back and forth disputing about line items on the bill. And so the way that this feature works is when you're sharing out a bill via the client portal, you now have the option to attach any receipts for expenses that were incurred on the matter, and specifically ones that were incurred on behalf of the client. The client then receives a zip file of all of the receipts that show up on their bill, and they can look at each of those receipts one by one. So no more having to reply to your email or result in delays paying the bill, saying, hey, what was this expense for? I don't remember that one, or why was this amount, right? Or the proof of purchase, or the proof is right in the pudding, and they can see that all right there. So this is a new feature that we rolled out a few months ago, so would love to hear folks' feedback on that. OK, so I want to go over a few takeaways for what we've talked about today. Number one, client portals are the preferred way that your clients want to communicate with you. Number two, client portals keep everything in one place for both sides, and more importantly, leads to faster response times and you getting paid faster. And finally, clients love it, as do other law firms, and we would love for every single person in this room to be taking advantage of that. So, for those of you who have not used our client portal before, we have actually created a Getting Started guide. And if you scan the QR code on the screen here, it's a PDF that you can download to your phone or onto your computer. It's also accessible in the ClioCon app. And so this guide really walks you through how to set up a client portal, all the instructions for getting going, all the capabilities that it has. We also then have a corresponding guide that you can send to your client about how they can get started with it. So how to create your account, how to set it up, how to access it, what you'll be able to do from here, and why you can just use this instead of relying on emails and phone calls. So I encourage everyone to scan that QR code. I saw a bunch of you scanning it, so thank you. We also have copies of this on our website, and you can find it in the ClioCon app as well. Now, for the rest of today, yeah, question? That one is on our website. I can find you after, and I'll get you that link. Yeah, and we'll make sure to publish that. Let me go to the next slide. So now for the rest of the day and throughout the week so far, our team who works on this client portal, we are situated at the Clio Product Lab, which is literally actually just down the hall there in Exhibit Hall C. And so we have our product managers, so myself, we have our designers, our engineers, and we're the ones responsible for building this product. So we would love to hear from all of you. If you're using the client portal today, what do you want to see improved about it, or what new capabilities would you like to see added? If you're not using the client portal, we would love to hear from you about if there's any blockers or hesitations and how we can help you overcome those. And we'd love to help you get started as well. You can also visit the Success Center, where our Clio customer success team can help you get set up right on their machines and walk you through how to do that. Yes, question? Yep. Yeah, so I'll repeat the question for the room. So it was when new material comes in from the client, who gets notified and how, correct? Yeah. So the way that we do this is there's a few different ways. So when a client sends you something through the portal, there can be multiple members from your firm inside of that portal. So it could be the attorney on the case, it might be the paralegal, maybe some support staff. When the client sends something in, we send an email to the folks who are in that client portal, letting them know what has been added, who uploaded it, and for what matter. Number two is if they use the mobile app, the Clio mobile app, they will get what's called a push notification straight to their phone. So it pops up on their screen, letting them know that you've received a new message or a new file from this client. And the third is we actually show an in-app notification inside of Clio Manage. So there's a bell icon in the top right-hand corner that has all your notifications. There's a notification sent there. Now, all of those notification methods are customizable, so you can toggle certain ones on and off if you only want to rely on one of them. But if you want everyone to be over-communicated with, you can have them all on. The mobile ones are very helpful because if you're not at your desk, you want to make sure you get notified right away. That is how we do it. And then just so everyone knows, for the client, they also, when you send them material, they get notified on their side through an email, again, from Clio, letting them know who sent what with a link to open it up. And they also get those push notifications onto their mobile phone, provided they have the mobile app installed. So that's a great way to incentivize your clients to install the mobile version, is to say, hey, you're going to get those notifications right away. You don't need to be at your computer checking your email to find out. OK, so yeah, we would love to hear from all of you in the product lab. Please come by for the rest of the afternoon. We'll be there to the end of the day. OK. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for making this such an engaging session. I hope you all got some great benefit out of this for either learning more about the client portal if you're already using it, or learning that it exists and what it can do if you're just new to Clio and using our client portal. So my name is Samir. My information is on the screen there. And thank you, everyone, for the time. Looking forward to meeting many of you throughout the week.